News opens its fashion vaults to the most important, influential, and trend-setting designers of the last 30 years. Designer Marathon brings you a unique chronicle of the milestone moments, the landmark collections, the exhibitions, the favorite models, and the creative process behind every designer's career. From the first to the last, from the shocking to the classic, follow the evolution of the world's top designers from rising star to fashion icon. It's all here in the vault, a retro-spectacular timeline, a designer marathon. When John Galliano graduated from London's Central St. Martin's in the early 80s, he was a shy young designer with a quiet confidence who was already showing signs of future acclaim.
My first year at St. Martin's Art School, John was just about to graduate, and his talent was absolutely astonishing even then. I mean, he eclipsed anyone else.
However, early in his career, commercial success was elusive. At one point, the editor of American Vogue provided some much-needed support.
John at that time was like so many of those extremely talented British designers. I mean, they have all the talent, but they don't have the business support behind them. And once, he had that through LVMH, I mean, there was absolutely no stopping him.
It was the fashion powerhouse of LVMH that hired Galliano in 1996 as the first British designer to helm a French couture house, the House of Givenchy. In short succession, the young genius was named to the even more prestigious position of creative director at the legendary house of Christian Dior.
John has to deal with his own creative considerations and the demands of the house. And I think people underestimate that John is very good at business. John really knows, and he really is able to deliver to the house when they need something. But he is one designer that you cannot tell what to do. I think he's an amazing guy. And I appreciate in a way that as exposed as John has been through the media over the years, he still keeps much of the process, the creative process, very private.
Years ago, fresh out of London's prestigious St. Martin's School of Art, John Galliano burst onto the fashion scene with innovative avant-garde style. Galliano was soon heralded as Britain's newest young designer to watch.
Wow, we had a really good response. Firstly, from the St. Martin's show, Browns helped me a lot. They gave me a window coverage and they bought the collection and it sold, which meant I had to go into production straight away. Then Bazaar in South Market Street, Joseph Maison stocks some of my stuff. From this collection we've gone worldwide, Bergdorf Goodman, we sold to Italy, France, all over. So this one is actually, looks like a shirt. And what we do is we put it on, button it down the front, and then wrap the sleeves around the back and tie it in a knot. Looks like an extension of the skirt. Also played around with different collars and things. Like we have half a collar over there and then half a shawl. Dropping. Everything's slightly off, not quite right. I'm hoping to actually have a catwalk show because I feel that I have a very strong statement to make.
And from his early avant-garde catwalk shows, John's visionary designs were his strong statement. Hair and makeup importantly set the mood. Unusual features that have now become Galliano trademarks include high-rising Empire waist, elaborate construction, and intricate circular cutting. John's past creations highlight his originality and eye for innovation, laying the groundwork for the heralded designer he has become. Today, at age 27, Galliano is hailed as a visionary whose early work has evolved into a look that is now frankly feminine and wearable. This season, it's his sophisticated turn on signature shapes that has the fashion press swooning.
It was all really based on the beekeeping tradition in England that's been going on for a long time. The anonymity of beekeeping, manners, being proper, frilling roses, tea dresses. I think they're very beautiful. They move so beautifully and they make one feel very beautiful. Everything was back on the natural ways this time. I'd gotten rid of the Empire line, and the soft fabrics are ideal for the way I cut. There's a lot of bias cutting, circular cutting, so it works very well with that. The way we built up the colour was by layering different chiffons, and the legs, the stockings, were up to 4 layers of stockings. There was jade and eau de Nil, peach with a rust, navy with pink, a very pale pink. So it was like accents on I wouldn't even call them pastels, soft colours mixing with neutrals, which was a challenge for me because I don't usually work with colour. I don't have an ideal woman. I think everyone is beautiful in their own way, and there's something in there for everyone. I adore women. That's why I do what I do. I don't know. It's what I believe in.
John Galliano, the British designer who's gone from avant-garde to vanguard.
British innovator John Galliano brings a touch of eccentric style to fashion this season. His ingenious eye creates a new femininity. Tightly wrapped tops let only shoulders shine through. And dusty plum colors slim hooded coats. Ruffles fall softly from impeccably tailored jackets. And shorts are Galliano's pants for fall. His printed sheer fabrics span the animal kingdom. And the roll of the dice is always sheer luck. Pleated miniskirts, intricately worked, make a flowery exit. And umbrella spokes are the ultimate detail in Galliano's inventive raincoats. Crochet vests are a modern twist on old classics. And feathery bustiers will tickle anyone's fancy. The unique style of John Galliano.
Londoner John Galliano debuted in Paris this season, reinforcing the unity of a new European fashion community. For fall, it's Galliano's tailoring that stands out. Flaring skirts from small waists make a strong silhouette. But at night, Galliano takes to the streets for inspiration, creating tough bicycle chic. Yet it's chiffon slip dresses that get all the attention this season. The best with strategically placed beading. avant-garde style at its best from John Galliano. Galliano made fashion headlines while still a student at London's prestigious St. Martin's School of Art. Graduating with a first-class honors degree, Galliano's star continues to soar. John takes an intellectual approach to design, researching historical periods in museums and libraries, then producing watercolor sketches. Next, Galliano moves on to the body, draping the fabrics directly on the model. But this season, less is more, as the body always peeks through. Body-hugging shapes are a Galliano signature. For spring, his boudoir-inspired collection is unrivaled. But Galliano's passion is fashion, and he spends as much as 15 hours a day in his London workroom. John has been hailed as a visionary, and his early work has evolved into a look that's frankly feminine. Another Galliano trademark has been his circular cutting. For spring, he leaves his seams slashed for an ungodly knockout black dress. John Galliano, making the French boudoir an alluring proposition.
John Galliano is the Englishman who's causing a revolt in Paris. Galliano wages a war to bring the battle of the sexes to a truce.
The mood, well, like the influences was 17th century, and strong women, independent, in complete control of their own destiny. I like the idea of kind of these women ripping down curtains and making dresses for themselves. And yeah, we did the American flag, and then we did the same American flag, but in Rasta colors, sort of black power, which is good.
Galliano tears down tradition. He spends weeks researching historical periods for his collections. This season's collection spans the globe as Galliano incorporates American, English, and European motifs. Old-fashioned fabrics and strips of leather are pieced together to construct a completely deconstructed look.
Most of the dresses were bias cut, but although they had no straps on the top, they had inbuilt corsets, which was quite interesting sort of structure. They gave you a magnificent bust, and but they were bias cut, so still feminine.
Marie Antoinette wouldn't be the first woman to lose her head over Galliano's sheer silk bias-cut dresses and skirts. While he incorporates the bias cuts of V&A, John makes it ultra-modern and sexy.
Working with different fabrics it's a challenge, and building up a relationship with colour and fabric and stuff like that. So I guess that's the way it's evolved. It's still the same old John Galliano.
At just 28, Galliano has already become the darling of both London and Paris.
Setting trends with his street designs, Galliano knows what's important. For spring, he skirts the hemline debate altogether.
Well, I think lengths are irrelevant, really. It's what turns you on. It's what makes you feel good, I think. It can be old, it can be new, borrowed, stolen, whatever. It's whatever makes you feel good. The joy of dressing.
The revolutionary style of fashion radical John Galliano. On the leading edge, British designer John Galliano took on Paris with a vengeance after a season-long absence. Long proclaimed one of the most talented designers around, Galliano proved himself this season with his highly directional collection.
The inspiration was a fictional character called Princess Lucretia, and she was made up of many facets of women, really. It's kind of like a fairy tale, and I wanted to start the show with her great-great-grandmother, who would have been like Anna Karenina escaping Russia, very precious and was antique pieces, and she would have grabbed anything to do with the boudoir, a quilt, silks, her diamonds, stashed in a corset. And then it's kind of like a tale of self-discovery. So she goes to Scotland, where she comes across the Dotty Duke and Dotty Duchess, and that's all about technique and bias cutting. And inevitably she meets her prince and goes back to Russia to rewrite history.
Fairy tales aside, this imaginative 32-year-old Gibraltar-born designer created the newest kilt in the years. To Galliano, the new message is about technique and elegance, and he confesses to an obsession with the great old couturier's palette.
They're all developed especially for me, the colours. They're kind of like colours that you don't necessarily see in the 20th century. They're from a different era, and we worked very hard to get that produced, and that was done in Paris, so that was good.
Slithering layers cut on the bias have become a Galliano signature. But it's John's tailored clothes with a twist that are incredibly elegant. Galliano is the first designer to combine British imagination and eccentricity with divine fashion madness, a technique on heroic French scale. And while Galliano made it look simple, it was complex and masterful.
Construction of the clothing is all to do with construction, not deconstruction technique. I think fashion is about the joy of dressing.
An unfolding, enchanting narrative from John Galliano. British designer John Galliano is blazing through Paris. With a show held in the abandoned mansion of socialite cum fairy godmother Sau Schlumberger, John is the darling of the fashion industry.
I like to recognize talent, and we should help each other.
John Galliano is a couturier, and his sensibility is that of couturier. This is a fragile poet, an endangered species in the fashion world. There are women who want to have the pieces. They want to include them in their lives. They identify and relate to his fantasy.
Fantasy, but extremely well-cut fantasy of great quality.
Like a lavishly costumed Broadway production, Galliano set the stage for drama and glamour.
Well, it's quite inspired by glamour and the purity of the kimono, and at the same time 1940s tailoring, so I tried to make a fusion of the two. purity of kimono. I love the way kimonos are cut, the way the neck of a geisha girl is the most erotic place. So I wanted to transfuse that with 1940s European tailoring.
Amid rumors flying about prospective new financial backers, Galliano's exquisite technique still managed to catch fire.
This collection was very, very beautiful. Who dares to do an all-black collection with touches of pink here and there? And who dares to show skirts that are absolutely not even a skirt? It's almost just a wisp of modesty.
I was more interested in the cut and the balance and the pitch of the clothes, so we worked with blue blacks, brown blacks, and then I've got this, I'm really into pink. I can't control myself. It makes me smile, like the diamonds.
And the diamonds were lent by the venerable houses of Fred, René Boivin, and Harry Winston.
There was nothing vulgar in this show. What you saw is total refinement and a sensibility of European dressmaking in its highest evolution. It is one of the most poetic things I've seen in terms of fashion in a long time.
It's just the way I'm feeling at the moment, I think. It's a bit hard to put into words, but it's just the way I like the challenge of the clothes being seen close up. A lot of it was cut on the bias, as you know. Glamour.
Burning with Glamour, the collection of John Galliano. This British romantic recently debuted his innovative 16-piece collection in America at New York's Bergdorf Goodman.
It's his first show ever in America and his first show of this collection, certainly in the United States. When I saw John Galliano's last collection, I knew it was right for Bergdorf Goodman.
And Van Cleef and Arpels were right on hand to add the sparkle to Galliano's United States debut with their fine diamond jewelry. For this diamond-in-the-rough designer, coming to America has been a great experience.
I'm really excited. It's been received really well, both by the buyers and the press, so I'm really happy. Overwhelmed.
The designer of the moment is John Galliano, who produced this season's true fashion moment. And this season, Galliano reached what some see as the pinnacle of his career.
Each one we cut on the girls. There was some bias cutting. There was a lot of working with traditional techniques, which I really enjoyed doing.
I'm in fashion heaven. I can't believe it. John just gets better and better and better and better. I couldn't have asked for more for his show. I'm just buzzing with energy. I'll probably not sleep tonight. It was so marvelous.
I just think he's genius. He goes all the way, you know, instead of just going a little bit and controlling, he really does it.
It's a matter of the good fortune we have to have a great young designer designing unique and beautiful feminine clothes. Bravo, John.
John is John Galliano, who raised the stakes on glamour again this season. Focusing more on construction and tailoring, Galliano never ceases to amaze.
The influences were Hispanic and African, and it's really about romance. It's like a torrid love affair. Where Jaime, he's a writer, but
the turn of the century, he's in love with a Spanish woman, Dolores Del Rio, who was a major in Hollywood. And he leaves her and falls in love with an Ethiopian beauty. And she goes back to get him. So the passion, the fire, the cyclamens, the fuchsia, the pinks, the flamenco dresses.
I thought it was beautiful. He makes beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dresses, and I think the way he cuts bias is magic. I think he's truly talented.
It's not simple at all. It seems simple. That's why it's elegant, because it's not easy, to make this kind of dresses. They fall very well, and it's really high fashion.
Yeah, we really pushed the bias cuts. We kind of started cutting it away from the body. The tailoring was pretty fierce. An evolution of the cuts, I guess. Let's rejoice in dressing up, definitely. Definitely. I'm not into casual.
Reviving the couturier's magic and craft today, John Galliano. And the most entertaining event of the season was John Galliano's mere 15-minute presentation. But in those short minutes, Galliano managed to stage a major fashion moment. This spectacle had the world's highest-paid supermodels emerging from trapdoors and wiggling through the audience, who was seated on and off stage.
We wanted people to feel almost like they were walking through the backstage of the theatre. I wanted people to smell the grease paint, to see the oil, the tutus, to feel it as part of that unself-conscious beauty that we were trying to portray this season. And I wanted for you all to be on the stage as well. There was a storyline too, where we started really with the section called The Missionary. And that was almost like the girly version of Lord of the Flies. These wonderful children that had swum to safety on some exotic island and decorated themselves with the flowers of the island, with their shrunken school uniforms, baby fastenings, smocking. And then the wonderful Contessa Casati comes along, which was a section inspired by the artist Boldini. And of course she falls in love with one of the little girls, who by now are like little savages, and decides to take them back to Paris to give them an education at l'École de Danse, which is the Degas influence. And then we end with a Brancusi influence section, really very pure day wear. I'm always making believe and making up stories in my mind, in my head. I find it adds a richness to the clothes to have a personality or a life, to know who she is, where she sleeps, what she drinks, does she live by electricity or candlelight. It just adds another richness to know this personality. First collection that I do for Givenchy will be shown on the 21st of January at 3:30. It's a great honour. I'm really looking forward to starting. It's one of the greatest symbols of Parisian chic and elegance, and has a tremendous understanding of luxe.
British designer John Galliano is the new man at the House of Givenchy. In his first ready-to-wear collection for the old established house, he pleased both the buyers and the press, despite the fact that the show started an hour and a half late, in contrast to the now retired Givenchy himself, who always started precisely on time. Highlights were the frothy and frilly dresses, which won many hearts. Daily Telegraph loved the ruffled polka dot tango dresses. Hubert de Givenchy would have approved. The Associated Press noted the Toreador clothes with tight matador pants. The New York Times quoted the fit of clothes, and the International Herald Tribune called it a sweet success. Women's Wear Daily called it a magic moment, which ultimately sums it up. Now, English invader John Galliano takes to the warpath.
Let's get some comments on the collection.
Oh, it's absolutely. I'm just saying, every time you think, I'm just trying to file for the Telegraph. No, every time you think he can't top himself, and every time he turns another dream, another fantasy world, he's the best designer in the entire world. Magic.
It was a perfect Galliano collection.
During his Paris powwow, John made no reservations about his Indian-inspired collection.
What I like is that he continues to explore new territories.
Showing at the Polo Grounds outside Paris in the Bois de Boulogne, Galliano's showmanship was superb. And his tailoring was as sharp as an arrowhead.
This was an ethereally very beautiful collection. It takes a very special person to cut and drape clothes like that.
I think that he was doing beautifully with wonderful bias, cut dresses, very ladylike.
Theatrics aside, John Galliano is the chief of fashion.
The latest chapter in the epic of the House of Dior comes from British bad boy John Galliano. After only 2 seasons at the House of Givenchy, John was repositioned by Chairman Bernard Arnault to drive Dior into the 21st century.
In his own collections, he's certainly drawn a lot on Dior influences, and so it'd be great to see what he can do working with the workrooms at Dior, which are fabulous.
I'm quite excited by what Mr. Dior would have done if he were alive today and with the influences around him today, the different energies, New York, Paris, London. So rather than just rehashing, which I don't think would be interesting for anyone, I like to put myself in that mood.
Galliano's first task for Dior was the Couture collection, which garnered rave reviews.
I mean, I must tell you something. I'm like known for not to be interested in fashion very much. That's my image. And with this collection, John really teach me what fashion is. I mean, it's the best collection I've ever seen.
It's pretty unbelievable to think that there's actually somebody who can, at John Galliano's show for Dior, take a piece of leather and cut it and make it look just like a doily. And there's probably only one person in the world who can do that, and they're sitting in a studio at Dior.
And while the couture collection played to a more limited audience, John's first ready-to-wear collection created a similar sensation.
We are having another period. We are not in the 80s anymore. And the design should be done by somebody who is having the feeling of nowadays. That's the fashion.
Fashion's great. It's great when it changes, and this is yet another change. We always want, to change gently and move along a bit. And it's great for John. I've known John 16 years, and it's wonderful that he had a great success at Dior. I'm thrilled.
For me, I just think that whatever he does is exciting.
And he is John Galliano. While Galliano's been named the new designer for Dior, his signature line continues to fascinate.
I think he's a brilliant person. I mean, I think that he is the future, the hope. He's a great visionary. And now he's going to this incredible institution called Dior, and we can only hope for the best. I'm sure it can only be fabulous for fashion, all fashion.
This season, Galliano was chasing gypsies in a show that blended high theater with spectacular clothes. Galliano set up his gypsy camp in the outskirts of Paris. There, John's signature couture quality workmanship, elaborate construction, and detailing stood out. Gypsy Magic from John Galliano.
There is always an aspect of traveling, either historically or geographically, within the collections. There's always a narrative, as I feel that adds a richness to the collections. This time it was inspired by Dorothy Dandridge, great Black American actress, and her life story. From starlet to movie star. She was running a little bit late, a little bit flustered. She'd matched everything, her beautiful Diamante hair clips and brooches, very endearing, very charming, but then she'd forgotten to put her underdress on. So that's what this kind of dress was about. The International President Byers had been invited to her chateau, and she was having a tea party. These are some of the pieces you saw from the Haute Bohemia collection in Paris. Dramatic evening wear, beautiful peacock, coloured bugle beads. And the Ecats, lined in gold lame, wonderful finishes. I was inspired by this wonderful picture of this ethnic child wearing this fantastic ethnic hat. And that's where the Bohemia and the Haute came together, and the fusion of the two. A much more relaxed way of dressing, much more chilled out.
I love the way he sort of maintained his sort of funkier signature, those beautiful fabrics that he uses on those tight-fitting jackets, and some of the evening dresses were amazing. The last evening dress with the bead draping and the corset was beautiful.
The rest is then feeling the clothes, I think. You know, if you feel pretty, you act pretty.
All type of dance, from the backstage of like modern dance, like Martha Graham, like really dancers, backstage rehearsal. Then it goes into like more the Sylphie, like being the century dancing, and all the people around like dance world, like people with money, rich women, like eccentric.
I'm gonna be like Martha Graham or something like that, because we are dancing in the show.
For John Galliano today, we have 7 different looks. We have the Sylphides, we have Alma Tadema, we have the dance teacher, we have the piano player, we have the patron of art, we have, which is like the rich woman, sophisticated but eccentric. But it's basically all the world of the dance. The backstage, the front stage, everything which is regarding dancing.
John has asked me to be a dancer, a modern interpreter, and it's sort of not so much about the performance, but his idea is to have the girls almost getting ready for the performance, limbering up, stretching, so it's very real at the same time, even though it's quite theatrical. He wants the real side of it more.
In his version of the world of dance, John Galliano presented some real clothes, from fashion plates reminiscent of the 30s in lean skirts and small jackets, to dance ingenues in light and airy bias cut dresses. Galliano's collection balanced modern sexiness and divine decadence.
I have a beautiful dress, sort of see-through but really easy to move in, and I have like a leotard on underneath, so it's very much like I'm supposed to be in the stages of getting ready to perform, sort of limbering up almost.
It's going to be something like into a Greece feeling, like a Greek feeling, very beautiful, very like, you know, majestic and like at the same time sensual.
Burgundy kind of crushed dress that's long and sheer with like velvet wrapped around it.
I'm gonna be like those dreamy women from like the 30s, you know. My dress is just like sheer material with a big scarf, so I can play and dance and like be a pure spirit or something like that.
In his own collection, John Galliano stands for romance, elegance, superb cutting, and female sensuality. On a chaotic construction site set, his magic came through. Yet the workmanship and creativity of this collection seem to rival the one for Dior. His African theme played out in gauzy skirts embroidered with raffia, tribal blanket coats, zebra boots, and crocodile handbags. Models wearing black and white geometric patterns and narrow knitted pieces slinkily teased construction workers on the set. His signature bias-cut gowns and coats adorned with feathers felt like couture posing as ready to wear.
Music. I love music. I love feeling music.
John Galliano's love of music was evident in his spring collection. He traveled through various music moments. There were rockabilly rogues, 50s denim, slim-suited mods, and shredded and zippered punks.
I'm always making believe and making up stories in my mind, in my head. I find it adds a richness to the clothes to have a personality or a life. So working with the girl's individual personality adds another veneer, another richness. And then one thing leads to another, and then my imagination. I tend to go to London to research, and New York now, to research for Galliano, and the research for Dior I do in Paris, France. There's one guy that comes with me called Bill, who I call my creative technician, and often he does all the fittings, he does both fittings, both Galliano and at Dior. And if we tend to cross over, or there's a skirt that maybe I did in the morning at Dior, he reminds me, because it happens. I mean, I'm only one. Each season you learn something different, and it all becomes part of your repertoire.